everybody, this is Ryan McKay down at Bizarre Guitar and Drum in Phoenix with another guitar of the day. This time we've got a Super Strat. This is an Ibanez Jem from 2002 that just came in, so we wanted to show it to you. This is the Jem7V WH, I believe it is, and yeah, it's a pretty cool guitar. Designed by Steve Vai, of course. This guitar, or the guitar was designed by Steve Vai in 86, 87, and that's when it first came out. Steve Vai had been playing these sort of hot-rodded Charvel guitars prior to that, so that's what you hear on like Eat 'Em and Smile and the stuff that he did with David Lee Roth, until he played a gig at Madison Square Garden with one of his hot-rodded Charvels, the Green Meanie, as he called it. Which you can see like on the cover of Flexible. I think he's holding that Green Meanie. There's plenty of pictures of him out there in the mid-80s with that guitar. But he's playing this gig at Madison Square Garden, and he was rocking the whammy bar so hard that he pulled the whole bridge out of the guitar in the middle of a set at a huge gig in Madison Square Garden. So he used a backup guitar that he fell in love with and finished the tour with David Lee Roth at that point. And that guitar became the one that the Green Meanie and the other hot-rodded Charvel became the Ibanez Jem once he got hooked up with Ibanez as a company in 86, and then into 87, this Jem goes into production. So let's break down some of the things that's happening here. Let's get in tight. Of course, the Jem is most famous for this thing right here, the monkey grip, as it's affectionately called. Pretty interesting design, of course. The pickups here are DiMarzio, the Evolution, or Evo as they're often referred to as. We've got just one volume, one tone. This is a 5-position switch. One of the things that is not original on this particular Jem is the bridge. This is a Floyd Rose. They didn't come with a Floyd Rose back in the day, so this was swapped out at some point in this guitar's lifetime.
Which actually, a lot of people that played this particular guitar weren't that crazy about the Ibanez tremolo and did swap it out for that. Ergo, the same as it is on this particular guitar.
Ergo.
Ergo.
Well done, sir.
That's right.
One of the look at the ornate fretboard here. This very cool. It's an ebony fretboard, so it's not rosewood. It's ebony. Although nowadays the Jem is, I believe, a rosewood fretboard, if I'm not mistaken. So this production in the late 90s, early 2000, or yeah,
2003
90s,
they started rosewood, I believe.
Okay, yeah. So of course you got your locking system here, and yeah, I mean this is just a radical design on the Super Strat. We'd mentioned that term, which is a catch-all for all these kind of hybrid Strat body heavy metal guitars from back in the day. This one's pretty radical, very sharp edges and stuff. Cool looking. Designed by Steve Vai, and he's still using them to this day. And I don't know, it's a pretty cool guitar. And what I got also, because why not? We have a Bad Horsey wah-wah pedal here, so you heard me kind of playing that earlier. So yeah, it's made by Morley. I've always dug Morley wah pedals. They got a really interesting kind of sweep of that mid-range. They kind of dig really deep down into the lows and come all the way up high. So it seems like a longer sweep or bigger sweep compared to a Crybaby or a Vox.
What are you using for an amp there, Rhino?
Well, the manager of this store, I believe they call him Greg, turned me on to these Jet City that we have in stock. Now, I wasn't aware of this, but Jet City amps are actually Soldano amps. So I've been checking this combo. This is a 112 combo, all tube, and we have a half stack in there that I checked out last night. I didn't tell you, I checked out that thing. It's awesome. It's got a really good sounding head. So Jet City, which
I wouldn't steer you wrong.
Okay.
Not that you'd know when it was happening.
Right. So I'm pretty impressed with it. I've always liked Soldano, so I wasn't aware that was kind of the same company. So anyway, yeah. So this guitar is up on our Reverb page. You could have it shipped right to your house. Wake up one morning and Steve Vai will hand deliver this to you. Maybe. Okay, maybe not. Scratch that. But yeah, so he can have it delivered right to your house by visiting that page. So thank you guys very much for tuning into these videos. Make sure you like and subscribe and do all those things the other YouTubers tell you. And we will see you next time.
You know what, Ryan?
Yes.
I'm going to have you mention one other interesting factoid about that particular guitar, but I believe the last 5 frets are scalloped.
Are they? They are!
Wow.
That
They're like scalloped potatoes.
I'm so glad you brought that up.
Hey, well, I do what I can. Like I said, I'd never steer you wrong.